Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Jones, and this is Beyond the Feature. Today, we're going to talk about a training approach that feels personal for each learner and still moves the whole team in the same direction. I call it dynamic goal setting and adaptive paths. Think of it as letting people choose the trail while you guide everyone to the same mountain summit. So here's the thing. If everyone learns the same thing, no one gets what they actually need. There's different roles, different starting points, different pressure. When we cram them through one track, we get completion, but not change. When we adapt a path, we get behavior that sticks and real return on that technology investment. So imagine this. Your team is rolling out a new way of working in Microsoft 365. Less attachment chaos, more decisions in the document. You have a few power users. You also have folks who feel behind and will not say it out loud. We all have that. So if you give everyone the same module and the same deadline, you're going to lose half the room. So the answer is small and practical. Set a 2-week personal goal for each person, then review it on day 10. That's it. 2 steps: personal goal, adaptive check-in. Here's how I usually run it. So in the team's start here document or in a loop page, I had a simple line under people's names. Personal goal for the next 2 weeks. 1 sentence, clear and small enough to finish during a busy week. Then on day 10, we take 5 minutes to adjust. Some goals will be done. Some will be too big. Some will need a different path. We don't scold, we adapt. The point is progress, not perfection. This is not a program, it's a rhythm. It works because it respects reality. People do better when the target fits their actual day. So here's 3 example goals. So you can copy into your start page right now if you want. So for the person drowning in attachments, maybe it's share links by default for all team documents for 2 weeks, and then write the decision at the top of one document every week. Another one, maybe this is for the person who's close but needs a little bit of polish. Use a loop page for weekly updates and end with a one-line decision the team can find later. And then we have those power users, those guys that go above and beyond, champions I like to call them. For those guys, and they want a challenge, create a template with an agenda and a decision header, and then share it with the team and collect feedback. Each goal is tied to a workflow outcome, not a tool tour. You're not looking for features. Each goal fits in the work week without blowing up the calendar, and it meets the individual needs of each person. So you can support these personal goals with simple checkpoints in the tools you already have. So you have a Teams channel. So pin a short post every Friday that says, share 1 win, 1 friction point, and paste a link to a document where a decision is visible. This is your adaptive pulse. You see who's moving and who needs a nudge. Maybe it's a loop progress page where you create a loop page with 3 sections: goals, wins, friction. As people post, you link their example. This becomes a living gallery of progress. It's social proof without a speech. And maybe it's a SharePoint template. Maybe you drop a meeting template in your library. It already includes purpose, decision, owner by date. People can adopt it without thinking. That's an adaptive path. The template teaches while they work. If someone needs mechanics, this is where the Microsoft 365 companion series that I have, or the courses on Olympus Academy, that's where they come in. Those teach features. You can point them that way. Maybe a YouTube clip that I have that matches their goal. If a team wants help setting this up, I've done it with others at AuditSolve with companies across the country, right? We run a small cohort and they participate in the moves in their actual space. So now you're going to say, why a 10-day and not a 14-day, right? Because it's early enough at 10 days to adapt, but it's also late enough to have a real signal. So here's the script I use for that check-in. It only takes 5 minutes. I go, what was your 2-week goal? Then I ask, show us one link that proves movement and what felt harder than it should have. And the last thing is, what is the smallest adjustment for the next 4 days? We're not measuring heart, we're measuring fit. If the goal is too big, we shrink it. If the path is too clunky, we fix the design and then teach the smallest skill to support it. No drama, no shame, just adjustment. So now we're going to talk about return on investment, right? So completion is not the KPI. Behavior change is the KPI. So to keep this honest, we track 3 simple signals on the Fridays. Maybe are meetings shorter or clearer? Did access and version interruptions drop? And can we find last week's decision in under 10 seconds? If those trend in the right direction over 2 weeks, you're getting a return. If you want the dollar figure, multiply minutes saved by people by frequency and the realistic loaded rate, subtract the light cost of running the check-ins. That's your snapshot. But the magic here is that the personal goals create the motion and the adaptive paths remove the friction. The result is progress. You can feel and measure. So here's a couple, short stories that you can share with your leadership, right? A product group used one shared track for training. People finished the modules and nothing changed. We switched to personal goals with a 10-day adjustment in 2 weeks. Their Friday pulse showed a 40% drop in access pings. How do I access, this and that? And their status meeting time dropped from 60 minutes to 30 minutes. It's the same licenses, but it's a different path. Here's another story. A support team had 3 skill levels in one room. They set those tiered goals. Beginners focused on links by default, intermediates focused on decision at the top, and advanced users built a template. 2 weeks later, we had one consistent pattern across the team, and 3 different paths got them there. That is adoption without the drag. Now you're going to hear pushback. So here's a couple things you're going to hear. So we don't have time. You do not need a new meeting. Goals live where the work lives. The 10-day check-in replaces 10 small interruptions you're probably already having. This feels unfair. People have different goals. People already have different starting lines. We're being honest about it. The results are shared. The path is adaptive. We need a standard. You will get one. We standardize the outcome and personalize the path. Over time, the patterns converge because the target is clear. So again, where my resources fit in with this, it's not a commercial, but with the Olympus Academy, my courses, they're short. They have challenges that map to each goal. Learners pick the right level, move to where they need to be. You take it, you learn the features that are in there. Not necessarily what we're talking about here, but the features that's in there. Then there's the Microsoft 365 Companion Series. They're quick, readable books, minimal, energy involved in that, but it builds those skills and the processes. That's when somebody asks for the how, right? And then again, at Audit Solve, we have coaching and teaching that, hands-on practice inside real teams and channels and loops. And we go through all that, set the goals together. That's one of the things we have. So you can use one, you can use all 3, you can use none. The goal is to match a resource to the personal goal of the individual and keep the cadence steady. So here's something you can try right now, right? If you're at a desk, do it with me. If you're on the move, picture the steps. So open your team's Start Here document or create a quick loop page called 2-week goals. Under your name, write one sentence. My personal goal for the next 2 weeks. And then add it, right? An example, share links by default and write one decision at the top of each document each week. So now I'm going to paste that page link in the Teams channel, pin it, add a calendar nudge for day 10 with the title, Adjust Goals for Final 4 Days. That's the whole setup. On Friday, Post one message, share one win, one friction, and paste one link that shows movement. You've just launched an adaptive path without a program. It'll feel lighter than a rollout, and it'll be heavier in results. Now, how does this drive that return on investment? Dynamic goals move people from learning to doing in the same week. Adaptive paths remove the weird mismatch between a fixed course and a fluid job. Together, they reduce rework, shorten meetings, and make decisions visible. That is time back. That is fewer interruptions, and that is clarity that compounds. And it's proof that you can show without a giant dashboard. Personal goals create honest momentum. Adaptive paths remove the roadblocks. When you pair the two, your Microsoft 365 investment stops being a set of features and becomes a set of habits that pay you back. Now, if you want help setting this up, I'm here. If you just need the words and the rhythm, you've got it in this podcast. So thanks for listening. Again, I'm Dr. Patrick Jones, and this is Beyond the Feature.